All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about something that, honestly, shapes just about every part of our lives: psychological flexibility. This is the secret sauce for resilience, for growth, and for just navigating a world that's packed with different ideas. So let's get into it. So let me ask you something straight up. Think about the last time you were in a debate, maybe just a friendly disagreement. What was your main goal? Was it to plant your flag, defend your turf, and prove you were right? Or was it to actually hear the other person out and maybe, just maybe, learn something new? Your gut answer to that question tells you a lot about how flexible your mind really is. To really get a handle on this, we're going to use a really simple but I think brilliant metaphor that comes from our source material. And that's the idea of the elastic mind. Because, you see, how much your thinking can stretch has a massive impact on your ability to bounce back and to grow.
Okay, so picture this. A loose elastic mind is like a brand new, super stretchy hair tie. It can go in all sorts of directions, it's open, it's adaptable, but a tight elastic mind, that's like that old brittle rubber band you find in the back of a drawer. It's rigid, it resists any kind of stretch, and if you push it too far, it just snaps. That's the mind that shuts down new ideas to protect what it already knows.
So let's break this down even further. What do these two mindsets actually look like in our day-to-day lives? Because spotting these patterns in our own thoughts, well, that's the absolute first step to building real, genuine mental strength. And this image just nails the core difference, doesn't it? A flexible mind listens to understand. It's genuinely curious. It operates from a place that accepts, hey, maybe there are things I don't know. The inflexible mind, on the other hand, listens to validate. It's just scanning for things it already agrees with. Anything that doesn't fit its current worldview, nope, rejected. You know, the really crucial thing here is that a flexible mind is all about creating a little bit of space. It's not about instantly agreeing with everything you hear, not at all. It's about just allowing new ideas to, sink in, giving yourself a moment to process before you jump to a conclusion. That is where the growth happens. Now, on the flip side, the rigid mind is all about putting up walls. We've all seen this, right? You suggest a new idea and someone immediately shoots it down. Nope, won't work. They're not interested in finding the best solution. They're interested in being right and protecting the way things already are. It's a defense mechanism, really. I love this quote. Iron sharpens iron. It's so true. Being challenged by a different point of view isn't a threat. It's an opportunity. It's what makes us sharper, smarter, and stronger. Being flexible isn't a weakness. It's actually the very thing that makes you more resilient. Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, but how do we actually build this flexibility? Well, it starts by looking under the hood, so to speak. We need to understand the different parts of our mind that are constantly pulling us in different directions. First up, we've got the emotional mind. This is that hot, impulsive gut reaction part of you. It's all feeling, no filter. When you're in your emotional mind, you're not thinking, you're reacting, based purely on whatever feeling is bubbling up in that exact moment. And then, on the other side of the coin, there's the rational mind. This is your cool, logical brain. It's all about facts, figures, and what makes objective sense. Super useful, for sure. But if you live only in this mode, you can seem kind of cold or robotic, because you're missing the whole human piece of the puzzle. So this brings us to the big showdown, right? What happens when that hot, fiery emotion crashes head-on into that cool, detached logic? Because living at either extreme just doesn't work. So where's the middle ground? Where do we find the balance? Well, the answer is in what our source material calls the wise mind. And this is just beautiful. It's the sweet spot, the perfect blend of both your emotional and your rational selves. It's where intuition meets intellect. This isn't about picking a side. It's about using both to navigate the world with a sense of calm, clear-headed wisdom. This is the goal. So how do we find this wise mind? I mean, how do we actually do this in real life when things get stressful? Let's move from the what to the how and look at some practical steps you can take. Here's a really simple 4-step framework. First, just notice your emotional reaction. Don't judge it, don't fight it, just acknowledge it. Okay, I'm feeling angry. Second, bring in the logic. Question your assumptions. Wait, is what I'm thinking really true? Third, try to see the bigger picture. Get curious. And finally, number 4, then you respond from that calm, balanced place of wisdom that takes both feelings and facts into account.
Now, let's pull the camera way back for a second, because this personal journey to find your wise mind, it isn't just some small individual thing. It actually mirrors the exact way that humanity as a whole has always made progress. I mean, people have known this for ages. Even ancient thinkers like Aristotle understood that progress doesn't just happen in a flash. Knowledge has to build on other knowledge. Ideas build on other ideas. To grow, we have to be willing to connect what's new to what we already know and let our perspective get bigger.
In science, there's a great term for this, a paradigm shift. It's basically when an entire way of seeing the world gets overturned by a new, better one. Like when we figured out the Earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around. That was a huge paradigm shift. And guess what? Those shifts don't just happen in science. They happen inside our own heads too.
And that's really the heart of it all. Choosing to be flexible instead of rigid, that is a personal paradigm shift. Just like science has to let go of old theories to move forward, we have to be willing to challenge our own beliefs to grow. It is literally the process of your own personal evolution. And where does this path ultimately lead? Well, the ancient philosophers had a fantastic term for it: human flourishing. It's about more than just being happy. It's about living a life that feels full, authentic, and meaningful. It's about becoming the person you were truly meant to be.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Thinking about everything we just talked about, what's one belief, one rigid perspective, one paradigm in your own life that you're ready to start challenging, starting today?